Hello everyone, welcome to DevOps Info channel. It's been quite a long time. I did not blog for a few weeks because I was in vacation. Now I'm back from vacation and you can expect a video a week from my side. Um, Having said that, today we are going to talk about one of the monitoring solution offered from the Microsoft, which is the Microsoft Log Analytics Workspace. So the Log Analytics Workspace is a centralized platform provided by Microsoft Azure that enables you to collect logs from different sources and analyze and gain insights about your applications, VMs running in on-premise, Azure, and your physical machines as well. As I said, we would have some series of videos about this service. So this is going to be an introductory session which explains about an overview of the Log Analytics Workspace and how we are going to get started with this. Um, well, having a look at it on the screen, which I have shared, this is one of the workspace which I created for this demo. So, like the moment when you create, yeah, it gives you a series of steps which you need to carry out to get started with monitoring with the solution. Um, so we'll have a deep dive and take a look at it in the upcoming videos. But coming to talk about the log analytics, yeah, it serves as a scalable and a flexible solution for your log management, monitoring, and also diagnostics of your application. So the primary purpose, if you ask me, for the log analytics is to help organization to monitor and troubleshoot the IT environments effectively. Let's take a classic example, like for example, you have hundreds of meeting rooms which is spanned across the globe, and if you're looking for a way to monitor these meeting rooms, because that could be a scenario like when a meeting room is not working, someone is going in, and when they try to start a meeting, yeah, the cameras are not active, or the speakers are not active, because the cameras or speakers could have dropped out in the last night reboot. As we know, the meeting rooms, especially the Windows reboots every night for the maintenance purpose. In those cases, like you can create a log analytic workspace, and in the log analytic workspace, these specific events could be sent to the workspace, and you could create alerts. For example, like when a specific event, like a meeting room camera drops out, an event will be logged into that particular machine, and that particular event would be sent to the workspace, and the workspace, like you could create a query when you receive such a uh, alert, then trigger an alert notifications via an email or a Teams channel, or also you can create an instance incident in the ticketing system. For example, ServiceNow, you can create a ticketing system, and then you can create a ticket in your ticketing system, and the particular ticket would be landing in your first line service desk, and the first line service desk would be able to pick it up and action on them. Yeah, so these kind of activities would really help your admins, and the service desk team to overcome such kind of scenarios during that happens uh, in your organization. So basically, it's a highly adaptable and diverse, diverse monitoring solution which you'll be able to do it from the log analytics workspace. Um, and the key features, as I said, the data collection. If you see the screen, you'd be able to connect the data from the Azure virtual machines. You can collect from the Windows and the Linux agent management. Yeah, the Windows and Linux agent management is nothing. Um, it's the agents which is running in your. These are the Windows and the Linux machines which is running in the data center. You can also do, for instance, storage account log. But when coming to talk about the Windows and Linux agents, there is some changes which is coming because Microsoft is not recommending to use the Windows agent, the log analytics agent anymore. They are recommending to go with the agentless approach, which is the Microsoft monitoring agent. We will have a look at what is the difference between the Microsoft monitoring agent and the legacy, the one which is going to be legacy, the Windows agent. So we'll take a look at what are these two, and the ways to migrate from the Windows agent. For example, if you're already using Log Analytics Workspace for your service, which is running in on-premise, and then if you want to move it to the Microsoft Monitoring Agent, then we'll take a look at that in the upcoming videos and see how to do the best migration in those scenarios. Um, Coming to talk about the advanced analytics, yeah, the workspace provides the advanced analytics capabilities, such as the log queries using one of the powerful language, which is called the Kusto query language. So Microsoft developed this Kusto query language to perform the complex data analysis, correlation, and aggregation to derive insights. So this is one of the best option which you can use, especially uh, for this scenario. So when coming to talk about the Kusto query language, this is one of the tool which was developed. Sorry, not tool. One of the language which was developed by Microsoft. By using this Kusto query, you'll be explore your data that you have received in your Log Analytics workspace, and then you'll be able to query structured data, semi-structured data, and also unstructured data. Um, the one of the main advantages, the Kusto query is a read-only request to process the data and return the results. So which means like you're connecting to your workspace, you're going to do a read-only request, and then you're going to return the results. So by using this, you're not going to make any changes on your application or in your organization configuration, which is good. So it's very easy to use, and it is more or less like a SQL language. And when you start playing around with this, it's easy to understand, and then you'll be able to start using this very easily. So the question, like why I need to use a Custo is like, it gives a better insights to your application. It's a powerful tooling because you're querying the data from a unstructured, semi-structured, and a fully structured data. With this combination, you would be able to do a better insights to your application usage. It's very easy to read and understand. There is option to create a very nice reporting and visualization. This is one of the main benefit, and you can do the reporting from most of the data sources. And the best part is like you would be able to create the workbooks and share the workbooks, like for example, whatever the queries that you have prepared, with that you'll be able to create a workbooks, and that workbooks you can possibly convert it into a dashboard, and the dashboard can be visualized to your team. Like for example, if you create a workbook, you create a dashboard, and that particular dashboard can be shared within your team, or with the right participants. Like when they click on that particular dashboard, they would be able to see the insights to your application, how they are performing, and what are the benefits. Sorry, what are the gray areas that they need to improve. So basically, that's the main benefit of using the Kusto. So a question might come, how I need to access the Kusto. There are two ways of accessing using the Kusto through the Log Analytics. The first one is like you go into the Log Analytics workspace. Yeah. In order to use that, first you need to have the subscription, as I stated earlier. So you have, in my case, I have two workspace. Like for example, when I click on the default one, when I go, so you see like you go here, and then you see an example, get started with the log analytics. Like so, in order to query, I need to just simply go and then click on the logs, and here is the place where I can go and create the query. But in my case, I'm not connected to any of the data source. But in the upcoming videos, I will connect two of my laptops, collect the data, and then I will show you an example of what are the events that you can monitor in a real time example. So the moment when you run the query, you have an option to create a new alert rule. For example, let's see. I'm just clicking on one of the query. It should populate some values here. Oh, sorry. This is the query. Okay. Okay. So if you see here, it's something called CCF application. I'm not sure what it is. Like this is how a query looks like, a Kusto query looks like. So you would be able to create a query, you would be able to run it in a time range, and then if it works, then you would be able to create a new alert rule, and that particular alert rule will be triggered when such kind of event occurs. So this is the main thing about the Kusto query. And this is the Kusto Explorer, the web explorer. There is a very good tooling which is the Kusto Explorer of the desktop version. It's a rich desktop application that enables you to explore your data using the Kusto query language. So that can be downloaded from the website ak.ms/ke. I will post that particular link on the on this channel upload, on this video upload, so that you can also start using that. And by using this, you would be able to create more visualizations with the Kusto Explorer, because the Kusto Explorer is a very good tool where you have a lot of options, especially for the visualizations. You have area chart, column chart, and then full view mode. All these things comes in the Kusto Explorer, which is really good. You need to initially set up a connection with your Log Analytics Workspace, which is not a big challenge, and after that you will be able to use it. Yeah, that's what to talk about the Kusto Explorer. Well, coming to talk about few of the other parts like basics. When I go into the Log Analytics Workspace, I wanted to show you one more thing. Like for example, when you go into the section, something called Workbooks, which comes into the monitoring section. Monitoring section. Yeah, here is the workbooks. So in the workbooks, this is one of the best way, like you would be able to create the visualization for your application. So the best part is like there are some default workbooks which you could utilize it, pick it up the default workbook, and then you use your query and build the visualization. For example, if you see something that is called overview, when you click on it, uh, it gives me some basics overview. Like this is a bar chart, and this is a graphical view. So all these things, if you want to put your query, all you need to do is like open the last query, and then here it brings you to the direct the Kusto language, what it is behind this. And after that, what you would be able to do is you would be able to modify based on your requirement, and then you can just simply save it. So the moment when you do that, then your workbooks is going to show your data that you want. So of course you can go ahead and create a new workbook, but I would always suggest you try look for the workbooks which is already present. That would simplify your action on this. And we're coming to talk about the other parts. Yeah, about the cost, we need to talk about the cost, because it's one of the service which comes about excuse me which comes about the pricing factor. You could see here there is something called manage usage and cost. So here in the manage usage and the costs, there are some default pricing. You will be able to see the default pricing there based on the event that you are sending it to the Log Analytics Workspace. The more amount of data that you send per day, then you get the more discount from Microsoft. So it's completely up to you of how to decide on this factor. Um, and then while coming to talk about the restrictions, yeah, you have something called daily cap, where you can control your costs by applying a cap. So, like for example, when you turn this on, then you can say, okay, the daily volume is going to be 5 weeks per day. And if my application is going to send more than 5 weeks, then it is not going to accept, which is really good, right? So you'll be able to control the consumption of the service if you're doing it in an initial POC way, or some trial and error. You don't want to send all the logs at one time and get more billing from Microsoft. Yeah, that's one thing. And coming to talk about the data retention, yeah, the default days of the data retention is for 31 days. If you want to increase, yeah, you can go ahead and slide this bar all the way, so which is going 730 days. So you can decide on this and see what are the best way to tune this based on your requirement. So apart from that, when you go back to the Log Analytics Workspace, this is the last thing which I wanted to show you. This is The manage alerts, where it is, yeah. So here the manage alerts and rules. So this is what I was saying. You can set alerts based on the event that you're going to monitor. For example, when I go and create an alert, so you can say an alert rule. So here you see a signal. Say for example, used memory, and then you see actions. So aggregation type, if the memory count is more than 80, and then you can see the action. So the action group is nothing but these are the people who would be receiving the alerts. And then here in the action group, if you should already have an action group, so only then it will allow. So and then after creating an action group, then they would be notified. And also there is an option to create a service now. Sorry, just any ticketing system. Um, I think we will take a look at that in the upcoming real demo that we will be having a look at it. But apart from that, yeah, this is what an overview about the Log Analytics Workspace. If you want to monitor, your applications through a centralized platform, then this is one of the best way to go ahead, because it provides organization with a robust and a scalable platform to collect, analyze, and derive insights from your data. Uh, it overall, by using these capabilities with the Log Analytics Workspace, your organizations can definitely improve the operational efficiency, because the admins would get a powerful tooling. Let's say if someone comes and say, in example, one of my meeting room which is not working, then you have this tooling for the admin. They will be able to select that particular meeting room, run the required query, and see if that meeting room is dropping out from a camera, or if it is having the meeting room crash. Even there is a possible, like the meeting room application is crashed, there is a particular event ID which will be sent to the Log Analytics Workspace. Then you can run the query to that particular meeting room and see if that meeting room app has crashed. Yeah. So these kind of things would really help admins to troubleshoot an event with this kind of powerful tooling offered from Microsoft, and they would be able to effectively do the operational work. I think that's all I wanted to give introduction session about the Log Analytics Workspace. In the upcoming series, we would really have a hands-on and take a look at more information. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video, and thank you.